members. I'm present. Commissioner Wink and Commissioner Bachman are both here. At our public comment section, we have two people who'd like to speak. We'll give each of our people 3 minutes or around 3 minutes for public comment. Mark, you would first. Great. Please come to the podium, please. Thank you.
My name is Mark Miller. You all know me. Pulled some things down off the website, and verbatim they go that some of the mission of Bedford County is that it meets the needs of the citizens in the most accountable, ethical, economical, caring way. And that the commissioners strive to provide services that are efficient for the community, of course, and serving the public is their number one priority. Right off, another thing right off the website was a statement. It says, quote, commissioners believe in making themselves available to the public and urge the residents of Bedford County to schedule a meeting with them to provide feedback and ask questions. Well, sometimes that's attempted and nothing happens. Here, I was scheduled to speak the last meeting, decided not to because Mr. Stiles wasn't there. So on the 9th of July, I sent them an email, all three. It said, unfortunately, due to imposed time restraints and the lack of ability to ask questions, and the fact that one commissioner was not in attendance at today's scheduled meeting, I'm requesting an open meeting to address some of my concerns, inquire on some issues, and to make some suggestions regarding the operation and state of affairs of and for Bedford County. I hope this meeting could be advertised for attendance so tax-paying citizens could attend if they so wish. I was over a month ago. That's 30 days for each commissioner, no response. That's 90 man-days. 90 man-days of not having a response, but yet they want to be open and transparent with the public. Now, I know in April, May of 2023, we were $47 million in debt. Over $1,000 for every man, woman, and children in this county. 1,000 little Bedford County. How much is it now? Talked to Mr. Stiles here a while back on the phone. He said it was in the 50s, low 50s. That's what I was told. When is it going to stop? Something needs to be done. We need to go over and address these policies that are being made. Under the government transparency right on the website.
Mark, excuse me, but your 3 minutes are up.
So I don't even get to go more than 3 minutes.
Well, it says we have 3 minutes.
No, okay. And may I ask just one question? Who made that rule, 3 minute rule? Could you tell me when that was made or when that was adopted?
No, I don't know that answer before me. We just followed the original bylaws we had.
Okay, that's in the bylaws. Okay, I guess I'll have to get information in on right there. We'll go back right there. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Wayne Emmerich, Sheriff Emmerich.
These that don't know me, I'm Wayne Emmerich of the Sheriff of Bedford County. I'm here to talk about recruitment and retention through my office. I have lost 35 deputies since I took office in 2020. I am down to 2 full-time uncertified deputies from allotted 9 positions. I am only operating with 6 part-timers, and that's only when they can work. It costs $12,000 per deputy to attend the Sheriff's Academy and their wages. Times that by 35, and that equals $420,000 of taxpayers' money wasted. It costs PCCD another $22,000 to house and train the deputies costing another $770,000 in loss. Total loss for 35 deputies is $1,190,000 wasted. Costs and effects of losing and rehiring and retaining has caused great harm to the sheriff's office. While losing a certified deputy, we also lose additional structure positions that they were cross-trained in, such as weapons instructor, tasers, etc., costing the county even more money due to having to pay for the additional outside training, plus losing any newly hired deputy for 5 months for them to attain an academy training, causing a shortage of deputies while in the training. Also putting deputies in danger by not having enough manpower to serve protection from abuse orders, arrest orders, and adding in danger while transporting prisoners. It costs our civil process service to fall behind, which is not fair to the paying taxpayers. It puts the sheriff's office in a reactive state of service rather than a proactive service like drug prevention, school safety programs, and helping out with drug task force and taking criminals off the street. The problem with recruitment is the pay, $16 per hour while having to be academy trained along with set physical standards, creating a problem to make it into the academy. This must be weighed as a factor for hire and pay, and as not everyone can do the physical standards. Since November of 23, my office has received 148 applications, and when the applicants find out the meager pay of $950 every 2 weeks or $22,800 take home for the year, for the great risks they must take to perform the job and not having the physical standards to make into the academy, they turn down the positions. Recruitment is further made problematic by the recent labor contract, which states if you are a new hire, married, and want a family plan, you must pay $2,000 a month from your pay, while the deputies don't even make that a month in pay for a family plan. The commissioners did offer to change this and offered the union to have it in the same and current county employees, but that would have cost a higher premium for the current employees on the union contract. Again, did nothing for retention. Retention has been hampered by the commissioners by not offering the same bonuses to the current deputies, which was offered to the new hires, which was $1,000.
3 minutes is up as well.
I'm gonna finish talking. During hiring bonuses, another 1,000.
3 minutes are up.
After the completion of the academy,
Wait.
which was the training could take up to a year to get into,
Excuse
which
me.
does not help out the short-term or newly hired,
Wait.
and nothing for returning
Excuse me,
for the
Wayne.
current deputies. I am gonna talk to the taxpayers.
Okay.
I am not the public.
This is
I am a
not-
working county elected official sheriff here at this commissioner meeting, and I will address the commissioners, the taxpayers. They have a right to know this. I'm about done.
This is
The
not.
prior
a
commissioners
press
recently
conference.
created a security checkpoint, which was to be manned by the sheriff's office. I asked for 3 deputies and a corporal to be hired to run the security checkpoint properly. The commissioners denied this, and when hired 3 security personnel,
Wait.
administrators to
Wayne,
oversee
you're not
this,
going to stop.
and then
They
paid the
recess
security
these
personnel
guys.
$16 to
Are you
$18
kidding me?
per hour, while the deputies were making $13.50 an
Wait.
hour, and the newly hired security was even
Okay, we're
trained
gonna
to
take a
carry
recess.
weapons
We're
to
gonna
protect
take a
the
brief
courthouse.
recess and come
But
back.
yet
Thank
expect
you.
the sheriff's office to respond
This
to
is
this
ridiculous.
danger and costing $9,000 more in corporate
The
positions.
commissioners
than I
are
wanted
walking
to
out.
create. So the deputies filed a grievance with the PA Labor Board and won it, and then the grievance,
I've
and the
never-
commissioners paying to fight the decision, wasted more taxpayer dollars. Since 2008, the culture for hiring by the
Commissioners
commissioners
just
has
walked
been
out.
hire and retain the young, but never wanting to pay a living wage to retain good experienced employees, which would have saved taxpayers money and made protecting and serving the county citizens more secure and made the sheriff's office more professional. Since 2020, I have consulted with prior and current commissioners over the pay issue and over the issue of recruitment and retention of employees, and yet nothing done. I've seen the hiring of a commissioner's sister who was given $30 per hour for doing secretary work. Yet when I was trying to get my secretaries a wage, which pays $12.30 an hour, they wouldn't hear of it. Then this person leaves the job, returns and is rehired back at $22 an hour. My office has had 2 secretaries quit over the low wages, and their work requires more in-depth computer software training. I have seen $40,000 taken from my approved budget in '23, which earmarked for 2 new vehicles and shotguns by the former commissioners, what left my deputies to drive 11-year-old vehicles and being more defenseless while working in remote areas of the county by not having proper weapons. Since 2008, the sheriff's office has been nearly 100 deputies come and go at great expense to the taxpayers, and yet the culture of hiring has not changed. The county code states that commissioners must provide the sheriff and the office with the means to operate effectively, which include employees to the office space and equipment, and failed to provide this. I'm here to plead to the taxpayers of the county who elected me into office of sheriff to call the county commissioners, demand them to start providing a living wage for the deputies and quit wasting taxpayers' money and work on a memorandum of understanding to increase the pay for deputies and office employees. Thank you for your time.
Well, since the commissioners ain't here, would you like to take questions?
I can do that.
Sure. How long have you been trying to work this out with the commissioners?
I started in 2020 and have brought the attention to the commissioners from that point on, when they were making $11.20 an hour, and then went to $13.50.
How do you feel about them walking out on their own meeting?
Disrespectful. I think it's unprofessional. They're supposed to be leaders. They want to earmark me as the public. I'm not the public. I'm an elected official here for the public. And for them to walk out here shows the character and what I've been up against. It's unprofessional. They're supposed to be elected official leaders, and they treat the sheriff's office, they treat me with discontent.
Excuse me, we're going to re-adjourn our meeting, thank you.
So, you have any more?
Do I have any more? Yeah, how long have they been treating you like this?
Thank you, Wayne, we respond to you.
Is there a reason why you won't let the elected official who protects this building to speak? This guy and his office protect you guys, and you only want to give him 3 minutes? I don't answer to you, unfortunately. No, that's not the way it goes. And I don't believe the sheriff's going to remove me, so you'll have to call other law enforcement agencies. I'll wait.
If you won't let us continue our meeting.
You walked out on your meeting. Your meeting's over, brother. When you walk out on a meeting, you ended the meeting.
We will reconvene in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'll be here all day. Doesn't matter to me.
I need a motion to adjourn.
You need a motion to leave. You need a motion, and I'll be here, and we'll continue this conversation. I'm disrespectful. How do you like that?
I don't think the press is going to stick around. I don't know if the press will stick around. We will have to stay around. Okay?
So you're not coming back in.
We're
That's just it. He doesn't want to hear what the public has to say. He doesn't want to hear what the person who protects this building has to say. I've been gone way too long. Welcome back. There you have it, folks. The commissioners walked out on their own meeting because they don't want to hear reality.
Yeah, they don't, 3 minutes.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
I like to see where it is in their bylaws.
It's not. They said it. Josh, these rules and regulations that they have on the agenda, that was created by Josh Lang. Josh Lang is being investigated by the FBI. So I don't think they should be going by anything that he orchestrated.
Well, what's utterly amazing here is the fact that they want to be public. They pride themselves in transparency. And even at the last meeting, Commissioner Alan Fredericks was here complaining about transparency. And it's just ridiculous. There is none. If they won't return an email to contact you.
So the meeting's over. Yeah, nice. I would come back each and every time. I'd come back each and every time.
Yeah, this is what.
You got them on a roll. Is there a reason why you're waiting? Are they coming back? Huh? Are they coming back though? So if they said, I guess we'll hang out. So when they come back, we'll re-adjourn the meeting that they closed up because they didn't want to answer any questions, I guess. It's the cameraman reporting from the Bedford County Courthouse.
Okay, well, we will reconvene our meeting. Before we get started, I want to remind the general public that if you look at your agenda, there are public comments. There are a section about the rules we follow. And under public comment, D, E, and F does state, the chairman may rule an out-of-state, scandalous, impertinent, irrelevant, redundant comments and comments that are discernible purpose or effect, of which is to disrupt or needlessly protect the proceedings of the meeting. The chairman may request an individual to leave the meeting and may contact security to that end, when the individual does not observe reasonable decorum. Further, the chairman may request the assistance of law enforcement officers to remove the disorderly person when his or her conduct interferes with the orderly progress of the meeting. We will not tolerate any further. If it continues, we will adjourn our meeting for the day, release a statement to our members of the press, and move forward from there. Randy, you will not be included in that. The chairman may call a recess.
Excuse me, that sounds like it's biased now. Excuse me. You cannot be biased. You can't be biased and say, I'll send it to the rest of the media, but not you. Are you God? Are you God? Are you? No, I'm not. Are you God? You directed a question to me.
Randy,
Are you God?
Randy, just
Let us get
you
through
can
it.
file a lawsuit on it.
Either we remove
Let us
it
Follow
or we
legal
will adjourn.
matters on it.
Just let us get through it.
Just follow up legal matters.
There'll be time, place.
Okay.
One more outburst and you will be removed or we will adjourn.
Who's going to remove me?
Why don't we just go ahead and continue with the meeting? I think what needs to be said was said. Let's move forward.
Okay, we would like to read a statement from the commissioners. The Board of Commissioners understands sheriff's.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Didn't mean to be disruptive.
The Board of Commissioners understands Sheriff Emmerich's concerns about the deputy staffing issues. As some of you may know, this is a union contract issue. The terms of the contract were decided through arbitration with a state-appointed third party. They set the starting wage of $16 an hour with a $1 per hour increase after successful completion of the academy, along with the premium share for the insurance package. This is an 18.5% wage increase over the 2022 starting rate. The current Board of Commissioners has met with Sheriff Emmerich on the issues multiple times. The sheriff wanted an insurance package to attract family people to the office. We offered to provide the same package and rates as the other county employees. The union said no. They then requested higher starting wages for the new deputies. We offered a temporary $3,000 stopgap sign-on bonus. The union again said no. Joy Lataco is here. She will give us some additional information about what the county does offer for the employees.
As the sheriff deputy for the, sorry, go ahead.
I'm messing with you.
As a sheriff deputy for Bedford County, the individual would have the following packages. Medical benefits packages with two options. One option includes a health reimbursement arrangement. The county funds 60% of the deductible cost through the HRA, leaving the employee to only have to pay 40% of the deductible out of their own pocket. The other option is a health savings account. With this option, the county funds 60% of the deductible costs into the HSA plan for the employee to use towards their deductible. If the employee has any additional costs, they are responsible for the other 40% of the deductible cost. However, if they do not have any additional charges or anything with that, the amount funded into their health savings account by the county stays in the account and rolls over from year to year until it is spent. The employee can also choose to contribute to this plan on a pre-tax basis, allowing for additional money towards medical expenses. An employee with individual coverage on the health plan only pays 3.5% of the cost plan, or $24 to $25 per month, depending on which plan option they choose. The county funds the other 96.5%, or $674 to $693 a month, again, depending on which plan option is chosen. The deputy would receive 14 paid holidays per year, 12 vacation days, and 12 sick days per year. They also have the ability to earn 2 personal days through the wellness plan. That's up to 40 days off per year. They receive a half-hour paid lunch as well as 2 paid 15-minute breaks. They have a pension plan or a defined benefit plan. A pension plan differs from a 401k in that the vested amount in a pension plan is guaranteed for the life of the individual and potentially a beneficiary depending on the annuity option that is chosen. The employee can contribute anywhere from 5 to 15% of their pay to the plan. The county's contribution is determined at the time of retirement and is a factor based on the employee's final average salary, years of service, and the county's class basis in the retirement plan. Currently, the county contributes $100,833 per month into the retirement plan to continue to keep the plan funded. The additional benefit to a sheriff deputy is also a $50,000 county paid life insurance policy for the employee.
Thank you. Being that this board was not here when the negotiations took place, we have asked Attorney Gabriel to make some comments about that as well.
Hi, everyone. I'm Chris Gabriel. I was here when the prior board did the negotiations with the union that contains the sheriff deputies, and I also helped the county through interest arbitration. So for those of you who don't know this, the commissioners don't have the right to set the wage for the sheriff deputies or for any other employee who's represented by a union. They have to do that through collective bargaining. They can offer things, and then the union can either accept or reject them. And in the case of the contract at issue here, they weren't able to make a deal. The parties tried, but they ultimately went to an interest arbitrator, which means an independent person gets appointed and comes in and looks at the contract and issues what's called an award, and that sets what the wages and the benefits will be. And the arbitrator in this case increased the wages for the unit that we're talking about, including the sheriff deputies. The initial wage increase, I think, was 18.5%. So you folks who are here in the press, your readers and viewers, not many of them got an 18.5% wage increase last year. And there are additional wage increases in the following years. So these are wages that are substantially coming up. Understandable that the employees and the sheriff want it to be more, but they did go up by about 18.5%. Since that time, since that award came out, as they mentioned, the commissioners have, in a couple of different ways, offered to sort of sweeten things for those employees a little bit, to soften some of the edges that were in the arbitration award. But the sheriff working together with the commissioners can't do that. That has to be done with the union. And those attempts were not successful. So the way the law works, that contract is set and it expires, I believe, at the end of next year, which means at this time next year, just a little bit earlier than this next year, there'll be in negotiations again. And that's a legally required process. The commissioners could not change the wages today if they wanted to. It's just not the way the law works. They're stuck with it. And the sheriff by statute just isn't part of that process. It's his department and he's trying to run it, and I appreciate the issues he's having. And every department head wants their people to be paid more. That's not a new thing. But what's been said here is just not the way the process works. And there was one minor misstatement that I do want to correct. The sheriff mentioned that starting wages for sheriff deputies are around $20,000 or $22,000. As the commissioners mentioned, the starting rate before training is $16 an hour. Then it goes up to $17 once you complete your training, which you're supposed to do in the beginning year. $17 an hour equates to somewhere just under $36,000 a year.
Chris, I said take
Just on
home
a
pay.
base pay.
I
Just
said
on
take
base
home pay.
You already
Well,
almost
I'm
had
still
the
gonna
disorderly
talk.
conduct for disrupting this meeting.
You're
so I
not, you're
wouldn't
totally
even
not
begin.
being honest with you. So if we're gonna discuss this, I think we need to
We're not
talk
gonna
about this.
discuss it, we're making
We're
a
not having a
statement.
discussion.
But you're making a false statement. I can show
We
you,
have-
wanna
if
read
we're not
what
going
I
to
have?
stop, we're going to adjourn this
Well,
meeting now.
So as I was saying, the people start right around $35,000, and that's with a significantly good healthcare plan. It's with a great schedule, it's with great job security, it's with a lot of holidays, and it actually is a really good job. And so, I appreciate everything that's been said today, but the way the law works, the time to change these, wages is through negotiations, which will be about 12 months from now.
Chris, can I ask a question? You were
You
involved
may
with
not
some
ask a
Excuse
question,
me.
that's
No,
not my
it's
meeting, and it's
not
not
question
yours.
and answer.
Oh,
Just
so
making a statement.
but it's convenient for you to talk, but it's not us.
You had your 3 minutes.
You have a memorandum of understanding that you
We're
did for
not
Somerset.
going to stop, we are going to adjourn our meeting. This is the last time I'm saying it.
Is this
One more outbreak, the meeting will be
I'm
adjourned.
gonna say this, after the meeting, I'm gonna have a news conference in here, and I'll
Wayne, you're
address,
welcome to have.
I'll have a news
That's up
conference
to
with
you.
you. You guys are unprofessional.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Last thing I have to say on the subject is the court-related union contract is up for negotiation next year. By law, the negotiations take place with the union, not with the sheriff. We would do what we can to address the issues at that time. Now, we would like to move forward with our business meeting. Need the approval of the minutes, so I need a motion to approve the minutes.
And I'll second it.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. We have our expenditures. We'll give the top 10 expenditures.
I'll make that motion to approve the expenditures.
I'll second.
And I'll go over what those are. The top 10 for the month of, the last month is Bedford County employees, $100,833. That's the county retirement contribution. Independent Family Services for CYS, $51,201. Adelphoi Village for CYS, $40,464. PCOMP, which is insurance, is $33,844, and that's the final installment for the year. Pathway to Everyday Life Human Services, $30,029, CYS. UFSS, Bedford County Commissioners, that is a grant program, and they received $28,567 for that. That's the after-school programming that they do for students in the county. Empire Communication Systems, $23,647. Bedford County Conservation District, $23,250. RBA, Professional Data Systems, that's our IT provider, IT services provider, $21,013. And Bedford County Airport Authority, $20,000, which is their quarterly allotment.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Old business, I don't have any old business to discuss at this point, so we'll move to the county updates. And we have P. Joseph Lehman to update us on our bridges.
Thank you, Commissioners. Provide an update on the two county bridges, which are currently under construction for major rehabilitation. Bridge 5 on Polecat Hollow Road and Bridge 7 on Yellow Creek Drive. Good news is no complaints from any of the neighbors or the district at this point. Things are on schedule for an August 21 opening for both bridges. So things are moving along. They continue with the backfilling of the abutment, concrete barrier construction, some roadway paving, and guide rail. And the one thing that remains will be the site work cleanup and some small items. Those are typically punch list items that are taken care of after we have a final inspection and after we can't open the bridge at that point, which we'll do so. And we've also, been in touch with the school district, the, traffic providers for the schools, the buses and the school district, transportation coordinator about the completion and the cleanup. And the contractors indicated that while they'll be working around the bridge, they'll have someone there to help make sure the traffic, the, school buses is safely traverses, so they'll be on the road to make sure that everything is clear, at that time. I did want to thank the commissioners for this investment in the county assets and their continued support for the infrastructure of the county. It's a large investment and it's a well-deserved, I commend you on that. Additionally, as we mentioned, we'll be coordinating our grantsmanship efforts with Michael Humps, with your county grants coordinator. Additionally, we've also been reviewing bridge inspection reports that come in and recommendations and repairs, and we'll continue to be on top of that. And finally, the transportation improvement plan is due mid-September, and we're working with, as we mentioned, we're working to get the cost estimates for the next bridge bundle together for Bedford County Bridges number 2, 33, and 13, and we'll work with the planning commission on that as well as we go forward. So everything's progressing in a good manner. We appreciate your help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We move on to new business. Under A, we have a motion to act on the change assessment notice control report for the month of July 2024, based on the recommendation of Joy Hilligas, Director of Tax Assessment.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We have a motion to act on the purchase of service agreement with the Bedford County Children and Youth Services and the following for the period of July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025 inclusive. This is based upon the recommendation of Christopher Gresco, Administrator of Bedford County Children and Youth Services. One is Jennifer Rowe, Co-Parenting Program for Females. And we have Matt I. McGregor, Esquire, General Legal Counsel and Consultant.
I'll move that.
I have a first and a second. Any additional comments? Chris, do you have any comments?
No comments.
No comments? Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. We have a motion to act on the purchase of service agreement between Bedford County Children and Youth Services and Bedford County Juvenile Probation Office for the following period, July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025 inclusive, based on the recommendation of Christopher Gresco, Administrator of Bedford County Children and Youth Services for Cornell Abstracts Group LLC. And Chris, I need your help. Perseus House?
Perseus House.
Perseus House, thank you. Inc. So moved.
Second?
Second, and Chris, I'm just gonna hold off, and you can figure any comments, we'll do it all at one time.
No, they're just residential placement providers for our youth who may need a higher level of care.
Okay, I have a first and a second, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. A motion to act in a non-placement purchase of service agreement between Bedford County Children and Youth Services for the following period, July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025 inclusive, based upon the recommendation of Christopher Gresco, Administrator of Bedford County Children and Youth Services for Cambria County Child Advocacy Center, Inc.
So moved.
All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. A motion to approve the technical services agreement with Bedford County Children and Youth Services between Southern Allegheny Planning and Development Commission effective July 1st, 2024 through July 30th, 2025. This is based again on the recommendation of Christopher Gresco, Director of Bedford County Children and Youth Services.
So moved.
Second?
The first and the second, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. A motion to approve the technology agreement partnership with Bedford County Children and Youth Services, provider of Southern Allegheny Planning and Development Commission, Alan Montgomery. This is based upon the recommendation of Christopher Gresco, Director of Bedford County Children and Youth Services.
So moved.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Chris, do you have any comments on any of these?
No, just with Alan, he assists RVA with setting up a lot of our devices, stuff that they don't have time for, setting up our devices, connectivity, keeping a log of our current devices when they need replaced, that kind of thing.
Okay, we have a first and a second. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. We have a motion to act on the approval of Bedford County PA 529 resolution. This resolution program is to encourage financial planning for parents who want to save for their children's education. This is one of the recommendations of Bedford County Commissioners. Chris, I believe you were going to read this.
I'll be glad to. PA 529, Commitment to College and Career Savings in Bedford County. Whereas Bedford County government is committed to the belief that financial planning is the first step to ensure a brighter future for Bedford County's children, and families should include savings for their child's future education within their overall goals. And whereas employers have a responsibility to support their employees and their families by implementing new policies and reviewing and updating existing ones. And whereas children with college and career savings are more likely to attend and graduate from college, which promotes economic growth and makes our community stronger. And whereas the Pennsylvania Treasury Department administers the PA 529 College and Career Savings Program, providing a tax incentivized way for individuals to save for post-high school career training, including collegiate, technical, and apprenticeship programs. And whereas at no cost to their business, employers can help empower employees by providing awareness of the PA 529 program and by facilitating automatic payroll deductions to employees. PA 529 accounts now, therefore be it resolved that Bedford County Board of Commissioners is partnering with the Pennsylvania Treasury Department to increase financial responsibility among families in our county and will, one, make the PA 529 program known to all county government employees and offer each the ability to contribute to their personal PA 529 accounts via automatic payroll deductions, and two, set a precedent for other employers in Bedford County, thus encouraging them to follow this example by offering the same benefits to their employees. Thank you.
We have over the table, the state offers a program to jumpstart the savings account. On the table, we have pamphlets that reference that. If your child is born within a year specified on there, they will, if you contact them, they will actually put $100 into your account to jumpstart the account. So if anybody's interested, the pamphlets on the table. I think I have a motion, a second, is that correct? So I motion a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. A motion to approve the maintenance services agreement with Bedford County and NRG Building Services, Inc., effective July 17, 2024, based upon the recommendation of the Bedford County Commissioners.
So moved.
This,
Oh.
second. First and a second, this is actually the maintenance software agreement for our HVAC system, so they can actually go into it and monitor how it's working, functionality. I have a first and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion to approve the medical assistance transportation program participation grant agreement and assurance of compliments of Bedford County effective August 13, 2024. This is based upon the recommendation of Wendy Milius, Executive Director of the Center for Community Action.
I'll second.
I have a first and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion to approve the County Human Services Plan Assurance of Compliance between Bedford County effective August 12, 2024. This is based upon the recommendation of Tiffany Jones, Director of Human Services, Center for Community Action.
So moved.
The first and the second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We had a motion to approve the burning ban resolution for Bedford County effective July 17, 2024, based on the appointed recommendation of Alex Delera, Director of Emergency Services. Delia, thank you.
Not allowed.
Not Delera, Delia, Director of Emergency Services. Do I have a motion?
And I'll second the motion.
Alex, did you have anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, so with the burning ban, just for everybody's awareness, how this comes about at
They
the
would like you
county.
to come up to the podium, please.
So how a burning ban at the county level comes about is pursuant to Act 1995-52 Commonwealth. If 50% or more of the fire chiefs within your county ask for a burning ban, we can submit that to DCNR, and DCNR can take that and submit a recommendation to the county commissioners. Once that is submitted to the county commissioners, they are then able to sign that resolution and impose a burning ban to prevent, especially brush fires, as we've had a drought condition going on the last couple of months. So, and I think to really articulate how serious this problem was, is that USDA actually announced that Bedford County is one of the 2 counties that has been declared a natural disaster declaration. And what that does is USDA allows for the agricultural industry to get low interest loans to help the agriculture industry out that's been impacted by this severe drought. So we put that burning ban in place to protect our first responders and the public, to prevent wildfires from spreading, because we were running into that problem quite a bit back in July.
Thank you, Alex. And we are looking due to the recent rainfall, we're looking at lifting the burning ban very soon. We have a first and a second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Okay, next we have, as listed, our motion to approve the personnel, new hires, transfers, and separations.
I'll make that motion as listed here on the agenda.
Second. First and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Currently, we have no additional comments.
I would like to.
No-
Yes, I would like to make a comment. I'm going to, first of all, I want to thank people who followed our rules of procedure during this meeting. Ultimately, this is the commissioner's business meeting. We need to conduct business and approve things, so bills can be paid, employees can be paid, contracts can go into force. There is a section for comment at the beginning of our meeting. But this is not going to devolve into the Jerry Springer show. Those that we have asked to speak are not going to be interrupted in the future. This is not a show. Any elected official who wishes to hold a press conference to get their points across certainly is very much encouraged to do that. But this is our business meeting. And we need to be able to conduct business. So again, thank you to all who respected that process. And I'm not going to look to the future meetings being a circus here.
Agreed. Jerry, you ready? Okay, that being said, I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Second, meeting adjourned. Now we'll call our salary board to order. Commissioner Stiles, Commissioner Wink, Commissioner Bogdan, and Secretary Treasurer Melissa Collins, we're all present. So, I need a motion for the approval of the minutes for July 9th. A second?
Go ahead.
Second.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Under new business, we have the motion for the approval of the wages that are as listed. I'm not going to read them, so if somebody'd like to make that motion. Second?
I'll second.
First and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. And I need a meeting to adjourn, or a motion to adjourn. I'm sorry.
I'll second.
Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you.
There is a statement, for the press, if you wanna pick it up, right?
Yes.
Yes, we have a copy.
Brown has coffee. And where are you from, sir?
I'm probably just wait till she negotiates it.
Oh, from the Altoona Mirror?
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Do
you.
you have a copy of that statement somewhere? Can you invite you with?
Right there.
Oh, yeah.
And sir, where are you from?
WJC.
We kept the bullet in, give it away. I probably would have told you anyway.
I'm gonna have a little brief news conference here for you guys.
Jeff, where are you gonna be podium or up there?
I think I'm just gonna sit right up here.
Okay, so we're getting ready for a press conference with the sheriff. As the commissioners leave, the sheriff rolls in. He's having a press conference. We're going to record it. And it's not going to be 3 minutes. We only got 3 minutes. So. All right. We wait on the commissioners to leave and the other media outlets to set up here. Wayne's gonna have a few words to say, and then we'd like to talk to Mark Miller. He's here.
No, he did leave.
He left.
Yeah, Mark.
Let you guys know when you're ready.
One second, Chad.
Okay,
You can leave mine unplugged, it's fine.
I'd like to follow up on the issue of what transpired here today in this meeting. I've been having issues with deputies leaving. It's costing taxpayers money, and I tried taking this fight to the commissioners numerous times. I eventually got on the agenda to speak, and they tried to put me under public comment, which I'm not the public. I'm an elected official working for the public, and was trying to address the issue of losing deputies and pay and the cost of the taxpayer. So to just reiterate, what I'm saying is I have lost 35 deputies since I've taken office in 2020. I'm down to full-time uncertified deputies, and I only have 9 positions allotted. So I'm down on manpower. I'm currently working with 6 part-timers when they can work, and it's costing my ability as a sheriff to provide services. And the main point I'm trying to make here is that the deputies are making $16 an hour. It's way too low. They went from $13.50 to $16 an hour, as you were told here by Attorney Gabriel. The point I'm trying to make, though, is that equates to $420,000 of taxpayer money that was wasted by losing those 35 deputies in the last 4.5 years. That's not including the $770,000 PCCD pays to house and train them. That's a total of $1,190,000, which was wasted. This is taxpayers' money. And the point I'm trying to make is that, yes, they're currently under a contract, but there is a memorandum of understanding that can be brought to bear and go outside the contract, stop wasting taxpayers' money, and we can up the wages just like Somerset County did. Now, I remind you, Attorney Gabriel just sat here and told you it couldn't be done, but yet he did it for Somerset County. So it can be done. It has been done. And the issue I'm trying to bring is, by losing these deputies, we're losing services. We're losing not just a position when they leave. They're cross-trained in other issues of training that now we're going to have to go out and pay for, such as weapon instructors, tasers instructors. We're losing the ability to be proactive and help out with the drug task force. We're losing the ability to do stuff such as school safety programs, work with the elderly on fraud issues and educational stuff. We're losing the ability as to have sound deputies. And every time that we hire a deputy, they must attain training, and they have to attend a 5 months training to go to Penn State. So while they're there, I'm still down manpower waiting for them to complete their training. And this is problematic and has been problematic since I stepped into office in 2020. The prior sheriff, Reichendorfer, informed me that he had this problem since 2008, and it's fell on deaf ears. It's time that the public knows that by every time we hire somebody and spend $12,000 on wages just to pay them to go there, and another $22,000 to house them, we're losing taxpayers' money. And it would be better to take some of that money and incorporate it into a wage, a living wage. And that's why we have lost so many deputies since 2020, not counting the nearly 100 from 2008 when Sheriff Reichendorfer first took office. So my point here is, I just want to make the public aware that we are currently hemorrhaging deputies. We need to stop it. We need to pay a living wage. These guys have to meet a physical ability to attend school, and we've got down to the point where we've had in excess of let me just pull it up here. We had 148 applications since November of 23. Out of that 148 applications, all of them, after they found out that the take-home pay is only $950 every 2 weeks, or the take-home pay is $22,800 for the year. Now, I'm not talking gross, I'm saying take-home pay. Plus, they have to meet the physical standards to attend the academy, so they turn down those positions. Recruitment has been problematic with labor contracts, and I'm asking the commissioners to step up to the plate and have a memorandum of understanding. Stop wasting taxpayers' money. Let's give them a living wage. Not everybody can do this. There's factors, like I said, physical ability to get in. That must be weighed as a factor when you're hiring somebody. And these commissioners, past commissioners, and these newly elected ones in here, have failed to understand that. And I've been trying to get that across to them. So today, I came to bring it to the public, and I got shut down here, as you can see. They got ridiculous rules for the meeting. They should have standards set. They don't want to address anybody. And I have not had a good working relationship with them. I'm not trying to be a hard case here. I care for my employees. They need living wages, and it's costing the taxpayers money by not paying the living wage. So I encourage the taxpayers to stand behind the sheriff's office, call these commissioners up, and tell them, make a living wage for the deputies, stop the hemorrhaging of taxpayers' money, and let us provide a service for the taxpayers and protect the taxpayers like we are meant to do. And that's what I have to say to you. If there's any questions?
Yeah, I got a few questions, of course. What makes you, okay, so why do you think that the attorney who's already done this in Somerset is trying to reject doing it here?
Well, I think he's being told by the commissioners, my personal opinion. He's paid by the commissioners. He's a hired gun for them. They paid him very well. They've taken $40,000 out of my budget last year. They took 2 police cars and my shotguns from me and used that money to pay to fight the deputies for a wage, when they could have just gave some of that money to the deputies for wage increases.
Wayne, on the union issue, why is it that the county or this attorney can go around a union contract? I mean, did not your employees agree to this wage?
No, they didn't. It was done by an arbitrator that set the wages. They did not agree upon it. It was an arbitration hearing, and they the wages were set by the arbitrator, which was detrimental to the deputies.
But the union agreed to the arbitration, did it not?
They agreed to go into arbitration, but they didn't agree to get what was handed down to them. And the point I'm trying to make too is that the commissioners could have stopped that at any point and said, listen, this is a bad arbitration. It's not good for the taxpayers. It's not good for the county. So therefore, we're going to go outside that. They could have shut that arbitration down and just agreed to give them a living wage. And they didn't do that. They hid behind the arbitration, and they're using that as an excuse to tell the public it's out of their hands, which it's not. Their attorney could have been told, let's offer them a living wage, and the union would have accepted a higher wage, and it'd have been over with. But they're hiding behind the arbitration. And they could have done a memorandum of understanding like Somerset did, and it was the same attorney, Gabriel, who worked and did that memorandum of understanding in Somerset for the Somerset County Commissioners and Sheriff's Office. He's the same one that
You're referring to Somerset as the Somerset Sheriff's Department, is that
and
correct?
right, but he worked for the Somerset County Commissioners.
Sheriff, what would the living wage be in your mind? What hourly rate would that?
I would
ideally
like to see them at least start at 18, and once they're certified, go up to like $20 an hour. I don't think that's out of line. You got to remember, these guys are wearing guns, badges, and bulletproof vests. We're called upon to do dangerous stuff as protection from abuse orders. We're called upon to go in and help remove children from abused homes, and we're called upon to do fugitive warrants, and so we have a high probability of getting injured, and also the fact that they're not stepping up to meet the physical demands of getting into the academy, and that has to be weighed, and not everybody can do that.
Is that wage in line with similar sheriff's offices in Somerset, Westmoreland,
Yes.
Vallejo, for instance?
Right. Somerset just had theirs set down at 18 an hour to start, and once they're certified, they're at $20 an hour. So, and given that, that's putting a Band-Aid, I think, on the profession. And I think you're going to find recruitment is down across our nation. And by that, they're going to, at some point, have to address the recruitment. And the only way they're going to do that is to pay more to stop the hemorrhaging of losing deputies. It's to that point. Our society in the United States, across this great nation, is at the point where the line in the sand's been drawn. We need to pay our public police officers working for the public a living wage, or it's going to collapse. And it's happened here in Somerset. It's happened here in Bedford now. And I understand that there's a problem and an issue up around Kane, Pennsylvania. So it's happening.
How do you and your deputies feel about that? You can make more money by going to Sheets or Rudders. How does that make you guys feel?
It hurts. It hurts me as a sheriff to see that you can go to Rudders and make $18 an hour and not have to do anything to put your life in danger, not have to attend academy, not have the physical standards to even get into the academy. All this must be weighed, and we're behind the times. And it's to the point where the issue, we got to quit wasting taxpayers' money, take some of that money that we've lost and give it to the deputies at a living wage. Even the secretaries that I have down there, they work and do different computer software programs, and they're paid $12.30 an hour. And they got to learn computer software. They got to get trained. And every time I lose somebody, I lose that much more effectiveness to help the public, to serve the public. And we're constantly retraining, retraining, retraining.
Okay, so it's a fair statement to say that you and your department protect all the employees in this building.
Yes.
Why do you suppose the commissioners treat you like a regular civilian, so to speak, and only give you 3 minutes to talk about all of these concerns?
I think that they're just, I've never had a good working relationship with them. But, we're here providing security. And on a quick note on that, they created that security checkpoint up there. I asked for 3 deputies and a corporal. They wouldn't allow me to do that. They go hire 3 security people and an administrator and pay them $18 an hour, $16 to $18 an hour, while my deputies were only making $13.50, and my deputies are armed and they weren't even trained or armed. So look at the logic there.
Why would they hire security when you have a full deputies here?
It's, again, they didn't want to provide the sheriff's office with the hiring process. So that concludes my my interview.
Okay.
with you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so there you have it. A complete circus here at the Bedford County Commissioners meeting. And for those asking about the rules and regulations, those are not Robert's Rules of Order. Those are rules that were created by a former commissioner, Josh Lang, who is being investigated by the FBI, as most of you know. So they have the opportunity to extend those 3-minute rule. When I first started here 17 years ago, all you had to do was raise your hand and you can ask a question. Now it has become so political, it has become so controlled that you only have 3 minutes. You've seen that they tried to shut me down. They called the borough cops on me. The sheriff had to say that the borough was out of their jurisdiction. The sheriff controls the law and order in this courtroom, and I was not being disruptive. The ones that were being disruptive were the county commissioners. Of course, I'm hated by some of these media outlets, which is fine and dandy because I'm not here to be a nice guy. So this is the bad guy reporting from the Bedford County Courthouse.